Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dad Labs podcast. Dodger Tommy in the house.
Padre Tommy.
And we got a special guest here today. Escondido Podcasting coming together. We got Marco from Porque Because Podcast. What's up, my guy?
What's up, Tommy?
Nice.
What's up, Tommy?
Tommy and Tommy.
I'm Marco Tommy today.
Marco Tommy.
I'm Porque Tommy.
Porque Tommy. Oh, no, because.
Just because. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, man.
That's
Thanks,
awesome.
thanks
I
for
appreciate
coming
it.
by.
I know definitely it is a good thing when, different podcasts collaborate. We're able to see each other face to face and kind of talk about things like that. I love it. It's
Share
awesome.
ideas, man.
Yeah.
Share editing ideas.
Yeah, because we all go through the struggle,
Yes.
man.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all go through it. Trust
It's
me.
a struggle.
Yeah, it's a
For
pain. You
sure.
guys do not appreciate enough what we have to do for you. You guys are just like, oh, this is cute. Your little hobby. You're like, this fucking hobby is costing me money and time.
It's
So,
hard.
yeah, but it's fun. I love it. I love it.
Nice. No, we appreciate you coming in, man,
Yes.
to the Dad Labs. And here at the Dad Labs, we like to just, highlight a dad that's doing a lot and being a parent at the same time.
Yes.
So, give us a little bio about yourself, bro, and let us know a little bit about your dadhood.
My dadhood. So I'm a father of two.
Okay.
I have an 11-year-old and then I have a newborn.
Ooh.
So,
Newly born.
Newly, yeah.
Yes.
He just turned 4 weeks yesterday.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so it's a lot. I come to you with a lot of coffee and Red Bull. So,
Yes.
yeah, I'm back to those rough nights. I'm back to those days where you don't get enough sleep, but it's awesome, man. Yeah, I have my 11-year-old helps a lot too.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I definitely didn't realize was going to happen. Now being a father again, I always thought I was going to have just one.
Yeah.
It was one of those things. We used to. Long story short, we used to live out of state, and I didn't have much family. My daughter was born here in Escondido, but once we left, it seemed impossible. It takes a village.
Yep.
And it seemed impossible to actually think about having another child. Now that we came back about 2 years ago into Escondido, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time to, maybe start up this machine again. See if we can still do this. And then it just started, and we got pregnant. It took us just a little while, not too long.
Yeah.
But even that itself, like even if you want to talk about crazy parts of dadhood, the trying to get pregnant.
Oh, dude, yeah, that could be a struggle in itself.
Yeah.
Well, some people spend thousands.
Yeah, I have
And it's like, and it's funny because they'll spend thousands on what is that? In vitro and all that stuff. And then it's like, then they have a kid, and then all of a sudden, like a year or two later, bam, they have another kid. Totally.
I'd be so pissed.
Like, what?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, what the fuck? I'm like, you the oldest, you ain't getting nothing. We already spent money on you.
No college for you.
No college.
No.
But you'll be fine.
Yeah,
We'll take care of you.
You'll be fine.
Oh, I have a family friend, a close family friend. Shout out to my comadre. She went through the whole process. I mean, she went a couple of years and the disappointments and the back and forth and just being close and not happening. And then finally last year, it finally happened and she's just through the roof. It's amazing.
Yeah,
and it's
cool.
one of those things
Yeah,
where you're just
amen.
me as a person who was able to do it within at least a year,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm like, the fact that simple things like that, we do need to appreciate it because fatherhood is such an amazing thing.
It is.
And to be able to have it and be able to produce it, I know some people are not that fortunate, and they do deserve that love as well.
That's true. They do.
That
They
is
do.
true.
Yeah, it's
Amen to
tough.
that. Yeah, big time.
And he's just like, oh my God, you would be such a great parent.
Yeah,
They're
that's another
they're
thing.
like, I know.
Well,
I'm trying.
I know, I'm trying. Yeah. She's actually my daughter's godmother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she treated my daughter like a kid, like her kid for a very long time, and it was one of those things where I was like, God, you would be such a good parent. I was like, that's why I picked you as a godmother.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I'm like, now I wish you would be able to feel what I'm feeling, but and it's hard because you bring it up, and every time you bring it up, it's just another no, it didn't happen again.
Yeah, because then you feel bad bringing it up.
Yeah,
And you're
'cause
like, oh, I should never have said anything.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah. My wife when we go, she'd be like, hey, don't say nothing, okay?
Yeah,
I was like,
see?
yeah,
And
you're right. Yeah,
That's why
Dads out there, pick up on that.
yeah, no, for real.
Well, but see, in the Hispanic heritage, in the family, sometimes you got those tias or those grandmas who
Mika, when's the baby?
When, you
Dude,
know?
you get married. You have a boyfriend the next day. If you're over 25, don't you dare say anything else.
Very
Where are the babies?
Yep, they want them already. They want them already.
Yeah,
Man.
for sure.
So give us a little insight on how your relationship is with you and your pops, man.
It's a little, it's great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love my dad. My dad, he's an amazing man. Came to this country with nothing. Has found himself very fortunate in very good places in life. My dad is a very hardworking man, very Hispanic, traditional. We're from Mexicali.
Okay.
So
is my mom, bro.
Cachanilla. What? We just that explains the Dodger fan. My dad's a Dodger fan too.
Oh, what a smart guy.
Oh man, no. You should see the family do it. This week is gonna be it's gonna be tough this week for sure. Yeah. But anyways, we're from Mexicali. I was born in Mexicali as well. My older brother was also born in Mexicali. My younger brother was born in Poway. But we all grew up with this kind of like sense of very, very traditional Mexican growing up. We had, it's funny because before I drove in, you don't really think about the questions, but then I'm like, what if they ask about my dad?
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I gonna say? You know what I mean? Because I can talk about me being a dad all day, all night, because I love it. It's something that I do. But my dad it's such a traditional Mexican way of doing things. But he was also very emotional. Like he told us he loved us, he hugged us, he kissed us. But we started working when we were 13, and not out of necessity, out of a lesson in life. My dad, it's crazy to think this, but my dad always told us, you guys will be providers. You will not be, and it's very sexist, I believe it, but he would say, you're not like your cousins, because we're 3 boys. And he would say, you're not like your female cousins. You guys will be providers of a home. And we were raised to be providers. And I tell my wife this every time, like, you got very lucky that my dad literally raised me to be a provider. It's one of the things that I can't, it's just engraved in my head. And I feel like with that came also, a lot of, my dad was very strict. My dad was very, expectations were given and they were met. And if they weren't, then there was a consequence. And we never got hit. We never got spanked or
You're lucky, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's another thing. Yeah, my dad. That's when my dad was like, "Pero nunca les pegué," and I'm like, "Yeah, but what about the rest?" I'm like, "Yeah, but what about the Saturday morning 6 a.m. and just go mow the lawn?" You're like, "Man, it's summer.
It's summer. Yeah, I'm trying to hang out."
So my dad was very strict, but it balances well with my mom. My mom is very loving. My mom is the type of person that will. If she sees someone on the side of the road that needs help, she'll do it. Like she'll take off whatever she has and give it to that person.
Oh, nice.
And my father is as well, but he's a little harder, you know what I mean? And I felt like it was a good balance. But my dad definitely taught me that of fatherhood, to be responsible. And I see it now with my kids. I look at it in that pride of like, that's my kid. And I'm responsible for that adult in the future.
I know, right?
It's like a lot of us forget that we're not raising kids; we're raising humans. To be part of this society
in the future.
In the future,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
To run this country,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So we have to think of them this way, because if we just think of them as kids, ultimately we're gonna raise kids.
They're gonna get smashed when they get older.
And life does not hold back.
And a lot of adults and adult men are like going back to stores buying toys, and you're like,
hey, look, I'm not gonna bag on that. These action figures,
collection. He's got a collection.
These action figures.
But you earned it. You earned it.
No, right? For sure. Like if for whatever reason, I mean, we were just at Walmart today, right before I got here. And I have a newborn, so it's like, oh, you know what? He needs. Luckily, we're very fortunate we have a stack of diapers at home. But there's little things that you don't think of, little like, oh, look. And then my wife, this pacifier has this binky has a toy next to it. Yeah, but the regular binky's $3. The one with the toy is $16.
Yeah.
You're like, why are you? And she's like, but he's gonna play. So, and I had gotten a jacket, and I was like, because, it's getting a little cold there. Right? And as the cart starts filling with kid stuff, your stuff starts coming off.
Exactly.
And then you're like, holy shit. I'm like, I have nothing here. I was like, nothing.
What did I get out of this
hole? What did I get?
That's like when you move your house, right? You go to house, and you got your kids.
Right.
And you're like, I'm moving nothing but kid shit.
Yep, all the time.
I was like, where's my life?
Yeah, you're like, there's the toy. Did you get this, get that? And like, oh, there's my box with the one thing I do. It's like, just don't touch my microphones, please. Don't touch the lights. Just leave that alone.
Leave all that alone.
Yeah, but no, I learned that from my dad for sure.
Yeah. Nice, man. So you got to tell us how the podcast started, man. If you guys haven't seen it, it is hilarious. The guys are funny. They're all natural, too. That's the thing is, they're not covering up no. So you want real stuff, man, go check it out. But what got you guys started, man?
You know, it's funny, because I was telling my wife, like, I'm going to go on an interview. She's like, what are you guys going to talk about? I'm like, well, it's the Dad Labs. We talk about, like, fatherhood. She's like, well, they obviously know you from the podcast. I'm like, remember how the podcast started? I was like, no. I was like, I don't. But the thing is that it's my brother. I didn't, I started a podcast, what is this, 2018, 19, in Las Vegas where I used to live.
Okay.
But I'm a big sports fan. So I was able to get an internship with a Christian radio show. I'm not Christian, but they gave me the opportunity to kind of get media credentials and go inside of different sporting plays.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was able to go early into the Raiders Stadium, into Allegiant Stadium. I was able to watch the Aces win the WNBA team win the championship. I was in the Aviators, the Las Vegas Lights, the soccer team was a part of their program.
Sweet.
So I love doing that, but the catch was that I had to come in and talk on the mic and once a week and let them know, hey, what is going on with sports?
Yeah, this is what's going on next.
And I just give them a recap, and it was fun. It was like, okay,
That's
cool. So then what ended up happening is that I really liked it. Now, don't get me wrong, I love talking. I've loved talking my whole life. It's just one of those things where you could put me, and then I love the spot. Like, when we go do
I love the spotlight.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love it.
I'll sit over here.
Yeah, no.
Tommy likes to talk.
I like to talk. Even behind the mic.
No, but I love, like, we'll go do a vlog, and we got our little mics with our little sticker with Porque Because on it. And then people are looking at us, and I'm like, you guys see me?
Right,
you guys see me? Yeah. I love that. But it's just since I was a kid, I love being like the center of attention and things like that. And my brothers as well. We will act up goofy if someone laughs at one thing we do. If people laugh at one thing we do, we're like, no. Just like
extra. You go extra.
I don't know. It's like it's definitely a family thing.
So you're like, let's just put some cameras in front of us now.
It honestly, I moved back to my parents' house, and my older brother was living there as well at the time, and then my little brother had lived there as well. So we literally had not been living together since I had left. So it's been about
you just all came back together, and you're like, what do we do?
My wife knows my brothers for like 15 years. My wife is my high school sweetheart. So she knows my brother since I was a kid. And she's seen us all grow.
Right into
and we're just all throwing jokes back, literally sitting in the garage, just throwing back and forth. And if you look at our first episode, go to our YouTube channel, see our first episode, literally just go, what are we going to call this? And then they go, well, I don't know. And then we're like, oh, the Favela brothers. Oh, the this brothers, the that. And then for some reason, the word Porque Because came around because George Lopez had done that. And George Lopez in one of his comedy specials says, Porque Because. It's like when they're like, why? Porque Because. It's like, Porque, like answer. It's a question and an answer in itself. And it shows very much how our Hispanic heritage is. So then it's like, oh, that flows. So then we go, okay, hit record. And my wife literally hits record. And I go, welcome to the Porque Because podcast. And then we're like,
that sounds good.
And then we're like, what the fuck is that? That sounds stupid. What did we just do? And then I told my little brother next to us is Pablo. He's just like, bro, I told you. You're not supposed to do it like that. And then we're like, we're still rolling. We're not realizing that there's a camera.
It's still going.
Yeah, and then he's like, and then my older brother's like, I got it. And he goes, what's up, guys? It's like, okay, keep going. It's like, no, I can't do it.
I don't know what else to say.
And then we're like, and then my little brother, he's like, and that's it. We're like, dude, that's what I'm saying. You guys need to start flowing. And they're like, well, let's just keep talking. And we just talked, and then I don't know, like an hour later, we're just like, yeah, we could do this. This would be kind of cool. And then of course, I like doing all the media stuff. So then I was like, okay, let me create an Instagram, create a YouTube channel. Let's do this, let's do that. And little by little, it just started growing. And then, of course, very thankful to our friends and family. Those are the first ones that watch you.
Always.
No one ever watches you. No one even knows you. Right? And then my mom's out there like, hey, miren el podcast de mis hijos. Búsquenlo en el YouTube.
She's sharing the link. QR code scanner right here.
Yeah. It's funny. But little by little, it just started developing into something, just a project that as brothers, we decided to take on, and it felt right just because there was no expectation of like, we need to make money out of this. We're not starting a business. Yep. We're not expecting each other to be there every day.
Yeah.
Just do what you can. And if you can do it, and if not, we've had weeks when we don't upload in like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's just like, my brother just got married.
Yeah.
It's like Panda just got married. It's like, I'm not going to tell him, hey, I know you're probably going on your honeymoon, but can you come over here? It's like, no. And then my little brother's just sometimes just being my little brother. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking see you this week. Go to my mom's house. I was like, but that's the reality of things. Like, that's the truth. And the people that know us and follow us definitely go like, why didn't you guys? I'm like, because I'm pissed with Pablo. Because I'm mad at Pablo this weekend. And then they're like, well, what happened? I'm like, God, now I got to tell you that he's a fucking dick.
Might as well record it.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, but no, it's the reality of things. And we try not to upsell ourselves. We've always said we're just 3 brothers talking shit. That's it. That's all we do.
Man, does it interfere a lot? The podcast interfere with your parenting, man? Like, and it sounds like you get some time off from recording where you can really be there for them. Yeah. But I mean, when you get going, sometimes you're like, hey, idea after idea, we got to keep filming.
Yeah, no, I mean, besides the filming part, it's really the social media aspect.
Okay.
Like I am obviously I'm a millennial, but I am guilty of being on my phone a lot. Like I will be on my phone just like, I just thought of this idea and I just boom, I do it. You know what I mean? And that could be with my kid, you know what I mean? We just went on a walk to the Civic Theater the other day and it's like, yo, this mural's really cool. And I was like, take a picture of me in front of it. And then she's like, why? I was like, because it's cool and I want to show my brothers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, porque because. Because it's always the answer. Right? No, and I tell her, I was like, because I want to show your tios and hopefully they like it and then we can come do a photo shoot here. So it's stuff like that I'm always thinking about that might interfere. But yeah, I mean, like you guys know, like we're spending this time here and you got a bunch of kids and you got kids. So it's like one of those things where you're just like, we can't just be like, those minutes always matter. And when you go back, like this takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And then you go back to your house and that takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then it's like one of those things where you're just like, yeah, it's not like to my family, it's always like, oh, well, you're just out there having fun. Like I am, but like even when I have a guest, it's like I'm thinking about like, what am I gonna ask that guest? What's next? Like what or like I try to study the guest before they get there.
Yep.
Like all these things beforehand that you're just like, I get it is my hobby, you could call it, and it is fun, but realistically, it still takes a lot of brain power to do this.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah. So then when you go back to your parents, go back to your kids, to parenting, it's like now you got to use that brain power to, your kid needs to go here. The newborn doesn't sleep until 3 a.m. You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that. So it interferes a lot, but I will say that it's honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Because the experiences that I get as a parent and realizing that I get these hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away from that and just, I'm very fortunate I get to do it with my brothers. Mm-hmm. So just talk shit with my brothers.
You get the family time.
Exactly. And,
as well as that.
Yeah. And then we'll be like, before we record, we'll sit there something like, hey, dude, just talk to my mom this weekend. It's like, yeah, she seems a little down. Yeah, what do you want to do? I don't know, man. Yeah, all right, we'll talk about it right now. Let's just record.
Yeah.
And then we'll just talk. And then out of nowhere, it'd be like, in the middle of the recording, be like, you know what my mom told me? And I'm like, you can't just say, I know we're literally just, but we're in front of a camera. We're trying to create content. Like, you can't just tell me, you know what my mom told me?
We can't talk about my mom right now.
Yeah, we actually don't talk about my mom. We talk about la mamá de mi amigo.
Okay.
So we don't call my mom, nice. We don't call my mom because she told us, if you guys talk about me in the podcast and then you start monetizing, I'm going to ask for money. I'm like, what? Oh,
that's great.
So then we're like, okay. So now we say, okay, my mom's friend, and then that's when we play with it all. Yeah, so
that's funny,
stuff like that is what makes it fun. But yes.
So you got a daughter?
Yeah, I have an 11-year-old daughter,
and a boy,
and a 4-week boy.
You're set, bro.
Oh, I know. That's what everybody says.
I don't know. I didn't heed that warning.
This has got
4. Yeah, I was watching the other day.
I got a boy first, a girl, and then 2 boys after.
Damn, that's crazy.
And the last one he named Maverick, bro.
Boy, why?
Because
you're asking for a trigger finger.
Right in.
That's funny, dude.
Oh, do you know Maverick, Top Gun? He is crazy.
Yeah. He's right there already. I'm telling you.
Tommy's
got all of these that know Maverick Yes, that's all I gotta say.
Tommy's a real good organizer, man. He keeps the ship nice and shaped
really?
up. Yeah,
You're one of those dads, one of those like.
As long as you don't open the house and like walk through my house, because then it's like it's a total wreck.
Yeah,
with 4 kids, it's like you can't. And I'm living in 1,300 square feet, so it's like a tiny, small little space. Everything's broken. Everything's break. It's like all. I don't want to. Facade's the wrong word. It's half put together. I think it was my nephew he was like doing a roofing company or something, or doing some drywall, and he bought this ginormous bin of these screws, these little black screws. And they're like drywall screws. I use them all over my house. It's like, oh, that's broken. Oh, that's broken. Oh, it's like everything's held together with these stupid little screws. You're all over the house.
You're going to take off all your shit, and there's going to be holes everywhere.
I know what he was doing just yesterday? Okay, I have this, my wife, God, she's great. She comes home, buys this dining room table and everything. I'm like, why are we buying new stuff? The kids break it all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, it's got one bench, right? All the rest of them are chairs.
Yeah.
My son's sitting on it. Well, they were messing with it, and the more they mess with it, the screws come out, right? And so it was half like completely undone. And he's sitting there, and it's MacGyvered with these, all these screws in it.
It always is.
Well, he's sitting there yanking on the edge, and I was like, "What are you doing, bud? And I can't see him. His head's down here, and he pops his nothing, and then all of a sudden, then he gets up and runs away. Then my older son comes and sit down, make this. It sounds like wood just tearing.
Oh no!
And now I had to take the bench and set it up so no one can sit on it. So now I got to drive 18 more screws.
Dude. You have to wear pants to sit on that. You're gonna get scratched.
You're gonna invite people like, oh.
But it's stuff like that. Like the kids just don't. They don't know their own strength. They don't care.
They don't care. They don't know how much things are.
No, they don't. It's just like
that's the beauty of it too. Like if you got kids that are just like, especially little ones. I haven't had a little kid in a long time, so now I'm thinking about
a boy.
Like, yeah,
just FYI.
That's what everybody tells me. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Like it's a boy. You're like, oh, and I'm like, I don't know. Me and my brothers were kind of bitches growing up, so we were kind of calm.
Uh-huh.
We weren't
but see, as long as you play on each other. But see, it depends because you got a girl and a boy by himself. He has to get rid of that.
You tell me I have to have another one?
Well, you could try that. I tried that.
Exclusive here. It's happening, babe. I know you don't know, but
they loved it because the two younger ones are boys. They love to go at it. But they're so destructive.
Yeah, they
just
with
that everything.
Testosterone out.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I guess you're right. We did a lot of sports growing up, so I just try to fucking
put them in sports.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Keep them busy. That's the best.
That's what my daughter does.
Are you planning on having any more? Like,
so
you guys go one more.
We've thought about having another one. My wife currently is going back to school.
Okay.
So
that's always hard.
Yeah, it's tough, especially. But like I said, we used to live in out of state.
Yeah.
And that was tough. Like. Yeah. Daycares, trusting people with our daughter, that's
gotta be tough.
Very difficult. So we used to work opposite shifts just so we could have time
be there for the kiddo
to drop her off, pick her up. I used to get off at midnight, take her to school in the morning, come back home, take a nap, go pick her up, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't have to do that if we have another one.
Yeah.
Her grandma's here, her mom is here, my mom's here. I have all the support in the world.
Everyone here.
Yeah.
And then my brother's like, we were just in the hospital. My wife was going through labor. And then I literally told my brother, hey, can you take my daughter? Can you take Emma out? She's been in the hospital for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Can you just take her out? Take her to Frida's. She loves Frida's tacos. Could take her to Frida's. Here's like $20. Just take her out, which apparently only gets you like 4 tacos.
I was about to say, about $20 ain't gonna get nothing out, dude.
Okay. She's like, can I get no horchata? He's like, your dad only gave me $20. I was like, dick, buy her freaking horchata.
There's a water fountain over there.
Yeah, literally. My brother was but I was.
You charge for water?
But yeah, bro.
Put it in the extra large.
But no, I was very fortunate that literally my son was born, and then after that, like I'm like, hey, bring her back, like you know what I mean? Like it's just stuff like that.
Yeah, to have family around is key.
It's such a big deal that sometimes you just think about like, what would I do if I didn't have this? Like I'd have 2 kids. This one would go crazy. I'd probably pull my hair out, and then I'd probably be arguing with my wife. Hey, I need to go, and then like I didn't have that.
Yeah.
So then it makes you think.
Can you?
Can I? I
probably can.
I mean, physically, I can. If you're asking me if I can, I'm like, I'm still a young stud. Why not? Yeah.
How did your daughter take it? Like when you told her, like, did you guys do anything special when you told her, like, hey, you're gonna be a big sister?
Let me see. So she's first of all, she's been asking to have siblings for.
She's waiting for it
forever. She had always said, "Can I have a brother? Can I have a sister?" Always. And that was hard itself.
Okay.
When your kid's telling you, and you see your kid. I mean, like I said, we have family in Vegas, but it's like her cousins and stuff like that. Like it's nothing like when you have like your sister or brother,
right?
Always there.
And then our families are very close. So my daughter would always be like, "Can I have a brother? Can I have a sister?" And we'd be like, "Oh, I mean, it's tough, Like we're barely like I don't know. I think we used to spend almost like $400-$500 on daycare a month, and we're like, fuck. And it's these programs that would be after school and before school. It's like they're supposed to be cheaper, but they were not any cheaper. So then you're just like, how am I supposed to bring another kid? And then what? Take him to, and then summers. Oh my God, we dreaded summers. We're like, why are we like, where are we the heck? And then the daycare's like, oh, this week we're having off. I'm like, why are you off and I'm not?
Yeah, it's summertime.
It's like you're supposed to take these kids all day.
Yeah, that's hard.
And that's also the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
Like when you're just looking for a place to drop off your kids, then you're not really looking for their best interest. You're just looking at places where you could just go, hey, just watch them for a few hours. I'm gonna do a quick shift and I'll be back. And it's like, what type of parenting is this?
Or it's like, because we coach baseball.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so it's like those, we always say those parents who drop their kids off and boom, they're gone.
Dip,
And then like the kid is, having a hard time or whatever. Right. It's like, now I'm responsible for that.
I'm the dad.
What's worse is if the kid gets hurt or injured, you're like, now I got to step in as like a secondary dad or figure to be like, I
gotta tell him if they got to chop his leg off or not. No, it's true, and it's tough. And I will be honest, I was that parent, but it's because of the necessity of the situation. I've learned so much, especially as a father, just being put in a situation like that where you're just like, I don't want that. I don't want my kid to grow up going, oh yeah, I'm gonna go with so and so, and I'm gonna go and so and so, and I'll see my dad on the weekend.
Yeah, that sucks.
Or my parents don't get home till 6.
Exactly.
It's like what?
And then slowly but surely, we all know we all grew up with those kids that eventually their parents weren't home. And then they find other friends that maybe aren't what you would like them to have. So then it's a lot of stuff like that I was like, you know what? This is not the way I would imagine. Again, cost of living is great. I was able to do a lot in Las Vegas. Financially, it went very well. But then I'm like, at what cost?
No family.
And then afterwards as well, another thing that really pushed me over the edge was my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And that itself kind of like brought it in, and I was like,
"There's our sign."
I was like, "What the hell am I doing?" Like, my dad's about to like go through this life-changing process. My brothers are still, figuring out their life. My brother had not met his wife yet, and my little brother was still very young at the time. So then I was like, "What am I doing? Like, I'm doing all this out here, but for who? For what? Like, I can show a lot for it, but my daughter doesn't even know freaking baseball. Like, I knew baseball at age 8. Like, I was watching, the Padres when I was a kid with my dad. Like, that was our moment. And I don't have those moments with my daughter then. And that's when I was like, you know what? Like, I know it's going to be different. So I figured we figured it out. It was rough coming back. We gave up a lot of things in Las Vegas, but I was just like, you know what? Like, it needs to happen. I'm watching my dad potentially go away. Luckily, we're very fortunate, and he's doing good now. Yeah. And the cancer has gone away for now. Nice. But it's one of those things like he could fall in at any moment. Yeah. And it's just one of those things. You're looking at your mom, you're looking at your dad, you're looking at your brothers, you're looking at your kid, and it's like none of these people are happy, and it's because of decisions that I'm making. And then you're just like, I need to change the way I'm doing this, like, because it's not working. So we literally dropped everything. We moved back to my parents' house, which was a big eye opener. They're like, whoa, okay, I forgot what this was like. Right? And moved with my brothers again. I was like, dang, okay, this is what boys peeing in toilet seats again was, and and my dad going, hey, Yeah, I need you to move your car in the morning. Just like, yeah. Hey, you haven't washed your car? When was the last time you washed your car?
Babe, we're going to look at 3 places today.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I love my parents. I love everybody, but coming back was definitely like, this is what you guys were like before. I remember now. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, but the food though.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The food stays the same.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. What's for dinner?
Never.
Because that's the like.
I'm guilty of still going back.
My wife and I now, it's like that's our number one thing during the week. It's like, what are we gonna have for dinner?
Yeah.
It's like even today, my boy's got a flag football at his school, and it's like, okay, it ends. I pick the other kids up. I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What's for dinner?
Yeah.
Hungry.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially my daughter now that she's going to school at home now. She's not homeschooled, but she's going to classical academy.
Oh yeah, that's where my boy goes.
She goes to the Vista campus.
Oh cool.
And it's one of those things where I'm just like, she's at home most of the time. And then she's like, I'm hungry. And I was like, all right, do you want this? Do you want that? No. And I'm like,
then you ain't that hungry.
That's exactly what I told her. I was like, you're not that hungry. Yeah. And she's like, all right, I guess I'll get that. Aww. And then she leaves it. I'm like, you only knew how much that cost.
Bro, with the new baby here and everything, and the wife being pregnant, did you pack on the LBs?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. This hoodie is not for fun. Trust me.
He's like, it's not cold outside.
No, it's not cold. Armor. Yeah. I wish I was like this, but I'm like, no, I can't let people see this yet.
The unveiling hasn't happened.
Yeah, I was like, no. We went for a walk this morning, right? And I was like, fuck. I was like, God damn. Yeah, especially because I'm home now. Yeah. I took the time off. I'm not working. I took six weeks off of work. And I'm just like, God, man, I've been packing on some weight for sure.
Yeah, it's important though, man, to be able for dad to be there, to take those days off, and that's been really huge lately. I'm seeing a lot of that now, where dads are taking advantage of that because a lot of the moms, the dads just get thrown right back into work, and they don't get that luxury of having any time off. And it's like the dads also need that, like, not only for the moms because what they went through, but like the dad's got to be able to be there to get like that connection with their
that
kids
bonding
too.
time.
And that's important, man.
I remember the first time, but this was I did a video because I was like, dude, the hospital process itself, just 11 years ago versus now, 100% different. Mm-hmm. I remember I was like 11 years. I was like, oh, can I do skin to skin? They're like, no, dads don't do that. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why not? Like, that's my kid. I'm like, you're gonna charge me when she walks out. Like, I'm gonna pay for it. I should be able to do whatever I want. And they're just like, it was one of those things where they were just like, we don't really allow that. Or like sometimes they'd be like, hey, we're gonna take the baby and she's gonna get this procedure. And I'm like, oh, can I go?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, no, we'll just be right back. I'm like, how do I know that's my kid?
Yeah.
But like, you just take him, bring him back. It's like, that doesn't work like that. Now it's literally like, Dad, come here. And I'm just like, yep, now I'm going. Yep. I was like, Dad, can you come over here and do this? Dad. And then first thing they said, Dad, do you want to do skin to skin? I was like, fuck yeah. Just fucking took my shirt off. I was like, put him right here. I was like, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, it's so different now that I feel like, for example, like my first kid, I took maybe 2 weeks off. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Then that's just because I literally was just like, I need to use my PTO.
Yeah, they didn't give it to you.
Yeah, the state didn't have this fund that it has now. Yeah. I have 12 weeks off. I'm taking 6 weeks now and 6 weeks in December. I'm like, I'm gonna take full advantage. But even though this EDD takes forever, it's a piece of shit. But anyways,
that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. Did you guys have the mayor here?
Yeah.
Didn't you too?
I know.
You should have got him first.
I didn't know that at the time. No, but it was one of those things where I'm just like, it's so different, and I'm just like, I love it now so much more. Like I'll take him to the clinic by myself. I'm like, oh, where's mom? I'm like, oh, mom's at, I don't know, she was at the gym or something. And I was just like, no, like, I'll take him. Like, just give me a bottle, give me a few bottles, and I'll take my boy. Like, I don't care. Like, I am that dad. I will literally grab my kid and take him. My wife sometimes goes like, am I invited? I was like, sure, if you want to hop on. Mm-hmm. But me and my kid are about to go. I was like, I love those adventures. I loved carrying my daughter in a kangaroo because I was like, I want to be that dad that they remember. It's like, oh yeah, and it's until this day, like
always there.
I always tell my daughter, she's like, my dad's my best friend. And I know it's gonna change. I know she's 11, and in a few years she's gonna be like, ew, get away. You know what I mean?
I hate you. Why'd you make that decision?
Exactly.
Don't drop me off.
Yeah, exactly.
Drop me off at the block.
He's in the middle of it right now.
Oh god, dude, I'm dreading that so bad. I'm like, that's my little girl. I was like,
I have a 26-year-old.
Oh shit, no.
I'm a grandpa now.
You're a grandpa? Mm-hmm. Holy jeez, I did hear that. That's right. Oh, man. How old's your grandson?
Well, my grandson is 1 year old. He just turned 1. Yeah.
Wow, dude. Congratulations.
They live in Indiana.
Yeah. That's another life. That's another process that I'm very excited for. Grandparents. Yeah, just because I'm seeing my parents and I'm seeing my in-laws, and they're amazing grandparents. They're so involved. They're so like, my in-laws would drive to Vegas just to see her. And I was just like, that's grandparent love.
Yeah.
You would literally do anything for your grandkids. Like your kids, you're like
sweet.
Get your shit together. Like figure it out. Yeah. I've already figured it out for you. But your grandkids, you're like, what do you need? And you're like,
I miss my dude, man. I'll tell you that.
It's tough for sure. I know I did that to my parents, and now I look back and I'm like, that was such an injustice to my parents and to her, because she didn't have that connection that they're now building. And I'm just like, that I understand why I did it during when I was a lot younger, especially, trying to figure out my life and not being able to do it here in California. But then just not them having that connection right away. And now 11 years later, trying to build it, I do knock myself a little, and I'm like, I wish that was just natural. You know? But you live and learn. Yeah.
Well, bro, on Dad Labs here, we have a segment called Rapid Fire Questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so short answers, whatever you want. Just we're gonna get through a little rapid fire questions. Here we go. All right, first one. What is the funniest thing your baby has done so far?
Oh, dude, it happened today, and he literally pooped on the nurse.
Dude, that's classic.
He literally pooped on the nurse. Again, I know it's rapid fire, but literally, they're like, check, take his clothes off. They're going to check him, blah, blah, blah. Doctor's going to come in. The nurse is going to check his weight, blah, blah, blah. I literally pull the diaper off because he has to be no diaper.
No diaper, yeah.
Turn around, come back. The nurse is about to measure him, right on the nurse.
Classic.
And it wasn't even the whole thing. It was just like, I was like, damn, my boy got pumped. He just like right on her. And I was just like, I am so sorry. I apologize. And she's just like, it's okay. It always happens. I was like, really? That's a terrible job.
I used to be a nurse, man. That don't happen all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, no way. But that was the funniest thing that's happened.
Well, let's touch on that. Diaper duty. Love it, hate it, or just surviving?
Honestly, I've learned to love it because it's become my only job. She's still breastfeeding and pumping a little just when we really need it.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, if that's all I have to do, I'll change the diaper.
I'll change the diaper.
I'll wake up, change the diaper, and then you do the rest.
Yeah.
So I've learned to love it. Yeah.
I see. We had the last episode. We talked about a question about hey, would you better at doing diapers or slay it on the barbecue grill? And me and the guests were like barbecue grill, and this guy's like diapers.
Hell yeah, dude. That's my guy right there.
I got him.
Yeah, because it's funny. Now, of course, I've become a dad again. I was just like, fuck yeah. And it was like, oh, man, you remember? I was like, dude, once you learn, it's like riding a bike.
It is.
You just jump. I mean, you have 4 kids. That's different. Yeah, you had a lot of practice.
Tommy has arthritis from changing diapers.
It's like,
ow, my wrist.
This is 94, son. This is when you had a rash.
Thanks a lot. Now you get to wipe my ass.
That's what my dad tells her. So it's like, now you get to wipe my ass.
All right, sleepless nights. How many cups of coffee are you on daily?
I was never a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
I hated coffee. I fucking love that shit. Literally, drank a cup when I got up in the morning because I had to take my daughter in. She had in-person school today. So I had to go drop her off at 7. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with the guys today. So I had one just before I got here at noon. And damn right, I'm getting very exhausted right now. So I'm going to run over to 7-Eleven. Grab something. Yeah, dude.
Heck yeah. All right, last one. Craziest piece of advice you've gotten about fatherhood?
Oh, craziest pieces of advice. It's tough because I have very good father figures.
Yeah.
From my suegro, which I love my suegro, from my dad, who's literally an amazing dad. I have zero complaints about my father. He He raised me exactly how I needed to be raised, especially the way I was. But I think one of the biggest examples I've seen, not necessarily like was my grandfather, because my grandfather we're from Mexicali, like I said, and my grandfather did something that I thought later learned, and it admired me, was that my grandfather moved from Durango to Mexicali, a young man. I'm talking like 22, 23. And he started his life, he was a military member, then he came over, whatever. Had his kids. I think he had like 3 kids at the time. And then after those 3 kids, one day, 2 young men older than my dad showed up claiming they were his. They were identical to him. And he did not back down.
Wow.
He said, those are my kids. Wow. All right. And then he talked to him. He said, okay, you might be my kids, you might not be my kids, but I'm not going to blow you off. He's like, but how does this happen? So then he talked to the mom. I was like, well, they live with their grandma, and they're my uncles. They're my uncles, and I grew up with them. Yep. But they showed up from Durango to Mexicali, and he said, okay, how? So they're like, well, it's because you were with this person, and it ended up being twins. She never told you, but you ended up leaving, and then she decided not to tell the kids. She then walked out of the kid's life, leaving it with the grandma. Grandma's getting older, was like, hey, you need to find your dad because I'm not going to be able to take care of you. So it's just one of those situations where you're just like, anyone else would have been like, especially when you're talking about 80s, 70s, they'd have been like, Deuce's kids, you're not mine. No. Took them in. My grandma took them in. And it just made me realize that, look, I'm not saying I have kids out there. That's not what I'm saying. But one thing he used to say is, la sangre es la sangre. Like, your people are your people. And wherever situation they are, you might not even know them. But it's one of those things where you're just like, wherever you are, even if, my brother's in a situation that's difficult, my kids, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where you're just like, you just can't say no to them. Yeah. They're your kids. You brought them into this world. Yeah. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, even if it puts them first before anything you do, they might not even appreciate it. They might not even remember. They might be like,
they will when they get older.
I don't know, dude. I'm kind of a dick. I don't tell my dad.
If they don't remember, I'm going to remind them.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things that I was just like, dang, like he didn't have to do that. But as a dad, he took on that role and said, that's mine. All right. And he took on 2 kids. After 4, took on another 2. And then just imagine like 2 kids knock on your door like, hey, remember, Riverside 84?
Hey, Tommy. Yeah. I didn't know you lived in Riverside.
Just to pass through.
I know. I'd be like,
yeah, he took on. My grandma did the same thing. So it's one of those things where I was just like, I admired that. I was like, because I grew up with my uncles just like my uncles. Right. No, thinking they all grew up together. They were just all family. Later, I learned the story. I was like, what? And then my grandpa was just like, he didn't say it. Like, he didn't tell me. Yeah. Like, but it was just one of those things. Like, I just did what I had to do. Yeah. That was it. I was like, those are my kids.
Porque because?
Porque because. That's right.
Hell yeah. Well, that's another episode of the Dad Labs podcast. That's it.
What the hell, man? I'm stuck. I want to talk more.
Oh, yeah, man. We old guys. We got to pick up school kids and stuff.
I know, tell me about it.
I got to do an hour.
I do have to go pick up my kid, yeah.
No, but, bro, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, guys.
And hanging out with us. And, keeping the ESCO podcast together, man. Go check them out on YouTube.
Yes.
Check us out on YouTube. Yeah. Spotify. You're there too, right?
Yeah, we're on Spotify and we're on YouTube. Those are the only channels. Okay. We're bigger on Instagram and on TikTok if you guys want to follow us there. Yeah. Okay. Search Porque Because, just the way it sounds. Porque, like why, and then because that's the answer we're giving you.
Because I told you so.
Yeah. But no, I appreciate you guys. I think your niche of podcasts needs to be shown more.
Thank you.
Because there's more of us out there. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of dads out there that would identify. I know the times that I've heard you guys, I realize that there's a lot of things that we all go through from the very beginning to the very end. We can all relate on these things. So we need a voice out there because realistically, a lot of guys just kind of hide their fatherhoodness. Yep. A lot of guys would rather just kind of do it behind closed doors. But I think if we all learn from each other and just say, you know what, like I've gone through that, I've also, or sometimes we feel like our manhood's a little, pushed over if we carry our kids. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's something to be proud of. So the fact that you guys just openly say it and bring it up every time. And also just the work on the podcast. Yeah. I know how much work this is. I give you guys props. Whoever's out there doing it, it takes a lot. even if it's just a corner of your house, but it could go a long way.
Oh yeah.
And I know you guys you guys are gonna do great.
Thanks, bro.
With the niche you guys have, you guys are gonna reach a lot of dads out there.
Heck yeah, bro.
I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys having
me. Thank you, brother.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, we're on all those formats.
All those platforms.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're on the same
all the
thing.
medias and social.
Yeah.
Go check us out. Yeah, thanks again, for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
We're out.